Hello everyone. I was just gonna throw my personal review of Skyrim out there. Overall, I would say I am actually fairly disappointed. This comes partly from the fact that I understand how, programming these things works. I'm by no means a programmer myself. However, I understand how these things work. I understand how they're done. And I can tell everyone, anyone that watches this video, I can tell you for a fact that, it doesn't matter, it looks good. You've got lots of trees, you've got your grass, this, that, and the other thing. But, apparently I used a thing. Anyway, I can tell you for a fact that this could have been so much more. Absolutely so much more. For starters, your entire game is only, what is it? I believe it's 3.5 gigs or so. That's just your main disc. You've got your DLCs, yeah, they help some. But overall, your average disc, in fact, a Xbox disc holds over 6 gigs of data. 6 gigs. Now we all have to ask ourselves, how long ago was Oblivion released? A long ass time ago. Okay, so basically, you think about it. Your Oblivion game, it was released so long ago, they've had ample time to do this. More than ample time to get this done. It's just, they've had the time. Did they utilize it? I think absolutely not. Oh, those are bandits. My guys will deal with them. But anyway, sorry, short attention span. But, not to mention the fact that it's buggier than hell. I know, honestly, I don't think I've seen a buggier game than fucking Skyrim. This is ridiculous how buggy this game is. I mean, you've got your beautiful views, yeah, whoopee. But I personally, I've been gaming since I was 5 or 6 years old. I've been playing video games, and you may say, oh god, he's one of those starter kid gamers, he must be screwed up in the head. No, my parents did it right. They started me off with, milder games, and eventually I got to play bigger things, And I bet some of you out there know how that goes. But no, it comes down to it, Yeah, I mean, you think about it, it could have been a lot more. It really could have. Bethesda did not utilize the ample time they had to program this game for what it could have, and in my personal opinion, really should have been. It could have been far, far, far better. So much better. But they did not utilize that time they had available to them. At all. None whatsoever. So, it could have been more. It's shoddy put together. Plain and simple. Let's take your quest lines, for example. For example, my brother has personally gone and he's hit a bug with the Companion's quest line. The Companion's quest line on one of his characters, his main character that he plays at that, is completely uncompletable. Because he hit a quest bug and it caused it to be completely uncompletable. And he has tried bug fixes, and so far on his character, none have worked whatsoever. Annie, please quit. I will get you food in just a sec. Yes, we'll get you food in just a sec. Sorry about that. My dog is pawing at her food bowl. I will feed her in a minute. But, I mean, it's got so many huge bugs. And that doesn't even count all your small bugs. Please quit, puppy. Quit. So, you can't paw it. I'll get that done for you a sec. I mean, this game, it's not what it should have been. At all. And I'm going to tell you right now, for those of you Skyrim fan players, great game, not going to lie. This game is fun, it's enjoyable. However, for those of you gamers that have started with Skyrim and have not played any other Elder Scrolls game, I would highly recommend you actually go back and play Oblivion, which is in fact what I'm going to get ready to do here shortly, because it's not the same. It's just not the same game. It's just not. It's a good game. Yeah, it's cool to see a dragon fly around in the air, but overall, Oblivion was a better game. By far, better put together, bigger, more things to do. Yeah, it sucked to maintain your armor, but, you know, it's not that big a deal. It was just a better game, plain and simple. And for those of you that, you know, if you have the opportunity, I would even recommend more so to go back and play a good old classic, Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind. That was an amazing game. Take your Argonian, for example. You've got your human legs. You're Argonian. You're a lizard, goddammit. If I'm playing a fucking lizard, I want my reverse bipedal legs. I want to look like a lizard, not some humanoid, scaly mutant. This is stupid. In all honesty, you go back and, yeah, it sucked that you couldn't wear, you know, your leg or boots. You couldn't wear leg armor or boots on an Argonian or a Khajiit. It sucked. They couldn't get as high armor rating. They were mainly sneaking characters. But that was a good game. Since Morrowind, my favorite character class has always been, or character race, my apologies, has been Argonian. You know. But, you know, it was just better. Plain, simple, better. Both Oblivion and Morrowind, I would play in a heartbeat over this. It has its fun points, Skyrim, you know, it has its better points even. But overall, Oblivion and Morrowind were better. And for those of you that you go on the web, and I'm sure there's a couple out there that wonder, hey, why do you guys call a game company Bethesda? Trust me, you go back and you play these games, and they had a few bugs here and there, but they weren't game-breaking. You'll understand why. Because overall, Bethesda is known for their bugs. But as far as... I could be entirely wrong, but as far as I am aware... Annie, please quit. They will get you in just a sec. As far as I am aware, but the nickname Bethesda only came into play recently. And this game, Skyrim, is why. Annie, quit. I will feed you in a sec. Quit. Just have to get done doing what I'm doing. I'll play with you even. But yeah, it's just a shoddy excuse for a game. It could have been so much more. And I gotta sit down and ask Bethesda, why did you do this? Why is this a failure? I understand things from a programming point, and that's why I'm making this review. And honestly, it's a fun game. I'd give it 5.5 of 6 for its rating. It was a failed attempt at something that could have been probably the best game to ever, and I do mean ever, hit the Xbox 360 console.
Let's move faster.
Overall, it fell under the radar. You know, I'm not gonna lie, tons of people still play it. But you gotta sit there and ask yourself, do you still see your entire friends list playing Skyrim just like you used to a couple months after the game came out? No, you don't. Did I see... Now, when Oblivion came out, I played Xbox since I believe about halfway... Xbox 360, that is, about halfway through the first year it came out. When Oblivion hit the shelves, I don't think I saw anybody on my friends list play a different game for I don't know how long. Oblivion easily, and I do mean easily, kicked the crap out of Skyrim. Plain and simple. And with that, I'm going to end my review, and on a short, quick note, sometime here sooner or later, I don't know when the hell I'm going to get around to it, I'm going to be starting a series on my YouTube account here, Xbox Jormungand. That is, I'm probably going to call it Old School Games or something like that. I'm going to go back, and out of the many, many, many games I have, I'm going to go back and I'm going to play some of my personal old favorites. Anything from Crackdown to Cameo. You name it. I'm going to go back and I'm going to play my old favorite games. And I'm going to sit there, and, I'm not going to say this is the best game ever, it beats the crap out of this. No, I'm going to focus on that game, that series, as much as I possibly can with my admittedly fairly short attention span. And I'm going to tell you, why this game was great, and in my personal opinion, it was a huge hit. That could, and a lot of these games are probably going to be underground games. So some of them may be games you may not have heard of. I'm going to go do that. But I don't know when I'm going to get around to that. I'm trying to find another job at the moment. I'm doing stuff in my personal life. Not feeling too great. Yeah, speaking of which. But, I'm going to do that at some point. And with that, I'm going to end my video. And everyone have a good evening. And for those of you that watch this video, I really appreciate the views. Thank you much. Everyone have a good evening.